Here's some images from Stan Smith and the 360 team's cameras. It shows the moon's path appearing to come from out of the ground and return back in. This is a 360 camera. You know, you're seeing loss on the left and on the extreme right, and south directly in the center. Same again. You're getting this path of the moon rising up and coming down and vanishing. Which, you know, when you watch the 360 cameras, it does appear like they're going underground below you, following the, you know, the trajectory that they're on. These have yet to be explained.
Yeah, thank you very much to Yudit Baz for this recording, and obviously I'm going to relate Stan Smith's work into Yudit's work in a minute. I think it'll become apparent as the video plays, but I wanted to put all of Yudit's video in, well, most of it, because every day Yudit goes to the beach and she records the sunrise, the sunset, and taking pictures of the stars. She's just as dedicated as Stan and everyone else. You just may not know of her as much. And of course then we've got the wonderful Stan and all his work. But this is the most amazing video. Thank you so much, Yudit. Look at the colours in... Yeah, just look at the colours in that. I mean, that in itself is quite an amazing bit of footage. It kind of looks like a bit like an eye round it. When you see the sort of fields around it. I mean, the sun's changing colour as well, obviously, as it's, well, I can't call it setting anymore. I don't know what to call it. Loss? I mean, it still looks like a disc at the moment, but it's going to change shape in a minute. And yeah, it's quite amazing. Anyway, it's starting to sort of change shape a bit already, and Yudit's panning in. I don't know how many miles away this is, but I assume that she's not completely zoomed in on her camera. I just don't get that feeling that she's zoomed in 25 miles away. 10 maybe miles, 15 miles. Maybe she's seeing as far as... I'm sure she's recorded this a few good times before. And already the sun is starting to change shape. Incredible. The sun is starting to disappear in front of our eyes. That's what's happening. The sun is not setting. It is not going across the plain. It is disappearing in front of her eyes into the sea. Well, I'm not even sure if it goes into the sea. It's electromagnetics. But I mean, look at the shape of that. Now, that is quite often how I see the moon appear for me. The moon appears in my sky like that. I've repeatedly told people that it just looks like a curtain's opening and then it comes out. This is the sun setting in Israel. But my moon appears like that. Now her sun is leaving like that. We live in our own perspective bubble, which sort of again correlates with the stuff that Stan Smith does. And at the end of that perspective bubble, that's where everything obviously changes. So this is kind of a 360 of your perspective bubble. And those are lines which Stan puts the moon and the sun on and tracks it. But in reality, this is what's happening to this sun as it's disappearing in front of our eyes. I mean, it's not even a disc, is it? We live in the most amazing place. It's almost unreality when you see this. I mean, look at the shape of that. Where's the disk gone? In fact, the sun's changing shape, and that's because this is happening. So the sun is getting to the end of one of these tracks in your perspective bubble. Because I'm sure if you went higher, you'd see the sun for longer, because then your perspective bubble is bigger. Again, this is the reality of what's happening with it. And every day, think about it, guys. The sun takes all that time to go over your head, yeah? Just like that. But it happens for everybody, the same. It's crazy. And then, there you go, just look at that shape. Not really a circle anymore, is it? And you see that you only see these things when you actually film them. We would never notice these things because, oh, it's just the sun setting. But look, it's going, whatever you want to say, going into the ground, going into the sea, disappearing in front of your eyes. But that's what's happening. This is what's happening. That's Stan with his virtual reality goggles on in 360. And again, it doesn't matter which way it is. It's just the fact that you get the arcing up and down and it's all going over you. So if you took pictures intermittently in the sun of the day, that's what the sun would be doing on those tracks. Now, look at it. It's not going across the plane. That thing is disappearing in front of Yudit's eyes right there. I mean, it kind of is turning into a wave. You can see it sort of moving in the picture. It's kind of like a wave. Look at that. That's happening 10, 15 miles in front of her. Give or take a mile or two, approximately. There you go, look. And this is what's really happening. The Stan Smith 360 goggles to see it like this. But this is the same perspective that's happening in that video. The sun has got to the end of one of these. I'd just like to thank Stan Smith for all the work that he does. Every day he's like Yudit, filming, recording, uploading. Yudit's the same. Every day to the cause. To help us to record this stuff. I mean, but just look at that. Look at that. I don't even know what is happening here. Because the sun is just disappearing. It's not going into the sea, is it? But it is. Look at this. I just think this is a really... I'm sure Yudit's filmed this quite a few times. But I just wanted, you know, like I was actually going to bed and now I find myself staying up late and making a video. I kind of had to because I can already see Stan Smith's work. Even without the 360 camera, the same thing's happening. That sun is going down just like that moon would in those pictures. Going into the ground. It's disappearing just there. And then nothing. Because this is happening. Look, nothing. Anyway, I wonder what your thoughts were on it all, because obviously I've made that because that's what I can see in this video. It's amazing, the place we live. Anyway, the sun has gone now. It's that beautiful beach in Israel. Anyway, thank you so much for watching my video and the work of Yudit Baz and Stan Smith.